Okej, zatwierdzamy decyzję. Osiemnasty rozdział. Tam to się zapisało, teraz idziemy 18. Baniki.
Dear Francis, the letters I have written to you over the years surely could be bound into a book. But only you know what my words in those letters amount to. It is different with the book I have written. It has found its way into priories throughout England and beyond. Because of my book, I may have to talk to Bishop Henry. But that is not the only thing that keeps me awake tonight.
Zaczynamy. Napisz o Kingsbridge.
The dust storm and the drought are taking their toll on all of us.
Dokładnie.
Thanks to our town wall, we are safe from the Earl and the outlaws. We've heard of places nearby being raided. We believe the attackers were William Hamley's men.
Dokładnie, ludzie Hamleya.
We have enough food to last us another few weeks. But life has come to a halt. Martha believes there will be rain soon. But the storm is only a harbinger of rain. I hope that she is right.
Wkrycie.
Behind a wall in our crypt, Jack discovered a hidden room. We do not know who built it. But it is likely that Prior James hid there, even after he was said to have drowned. That means he was alive when we met in Kingsbridge on New Year's Day,
Dokładnie.
the day of his burial. And Jack told me he saw a man in the church the night it burned down. Was that him? And if so, did he burn in the fire that night?
Pisz o księdze.
Jonathan worries about my book,
Dokładnie,
The
martw się.
Divine Soul. In Winchester, he heard that Bishop Henry was less than pleased by what I had written. I am not naive enough to pretend I do not know why. I wrote that hope is godly, and since God made each of us, hope and salvation are only to be found within ourselves. Henry sells hope, and I am giving it away for free. If the church should ask me to clarify my position, of course I shall do so. But I feel I must give our people what they need in these desperate times. And how could I write anything else if this is what I truly believe?
Zakończ list.
It must be well after midnight. With you, I can be honest about what truly troubles me. Jack told me that he was responsible for the fire in Kingsbridge. I know that it was a long time ago. He told me it was an accident, and I don't think Tom knew either.
By God, save yourselves! The saint! We must save the saint! Fire! The whole roof is in flames!
My God!
Don't go in there! Adolphus! The saint! We must save him! No! Don't go!
And as horrible as it may sound, I cannot find it in my heart just now to forgive Jack. Maybe because this confession comes too late, and from a man who I have learned to trust. This is the truth. I should get some air, Francis. The storm has settled down.
Okay.
Jack is still working. You... Later. I need time to think. I know them by heart, but Jonathan insisted we keep them. I don't like to eat.
To co? Dobra, idziemy. Dobór.
A magnificent cathedral, but I would have been more than content with the old one, had it not been burned to the ground. If James died in that fire, then what happened to his remains?
Właśnie.
He was never properly buried, and that is Jack's fault. Hello?
O, tu.
I thought I saw someone. That came from the kitchen.
Oh, it's you.
You startled me.
I thought I heard something. Was that you?
No, but I heard it too. Maybe Aliena came back.
No. She's asleep. She returned a few hours ago. Damn it.
Jack.
Sorry. There's someone in the kitchen.
Yes, I think you're right.
Stay behind me. I'll go ahead. Someone in here.
Żadnych. Nie podchodź, daj mi zapisać.
They are probably just after food. I will talk to them.
Ale daj mi myszkę. Może... O, pomoże. Dzień dobry.
Please. Listen.
Oj.
We don't mean you harm.
Philip, be careful! Damn it! Philip, throw me a stone!
Jeden.
Jack, no! It's him. Brother Marcus.
Brother Marcus.
He took Cuthbert's keys to steal food here from the kitchen.
Uj.
Because of me, Remigius found out. And he left. We never saw him again.
Looks like he came back.
No. Nieprzytomny jest.
You didn't mean for this to happen.
No, but
What about him?
Don't be afraid.
Jack! Why did you do that, you animal? I will get the others.
No!
What?
He's just a child.
Just a child. Jack forgave the child. Just like that. And I forgave him. For that was what he had been when he arrived in Kingsbridge. Just a child. Who was I to judge this man for not confessing earlier what he had done? I had never told his wife, Ali. I was responsible for her fate, and for her father's.
No właśnie.
Even that night, when we all met, I did not dare to tell her.
Dokładnie.
The walls of Kingsbridge weren't enough anymore. The outlaws had found a way in. We weren't safe in our homes.
Kraty pozakładać.
So this is what it has come to. Kingsbridge is under attack.
Why didn't Uncle Richard chase them away? Why?
Now, now, do not exaggerate. This is not a siege.
We only saw two of them, and one of them was a child.
But they almost killed you.
Uspokój wszystkich.
They were just looking for food. They didn't mean any harm.
It's the drought. It destroyed all the crops. They must eat something.
Desperate or not, they're only the vanguard of a full-scale invasion.
If we had a decent earl, the people wouldn't be starving.
It is all too easy to blame a desperate child. Forgiveness is much harder.
It is.
But forgive we must.
Can you? Forgive, I mean.
I already have.
Hamley is the reason for this. He's to blame. It's that simple.
Well, he won't be Earl for long. The Treaty of Wallingford has been signed at last. It's only a matter of time until things change.
What treaty? Winchester is in turmoil about this right now. Stephen and Maud have signed the treaty. Maud's son, Duke Henry, is to be crowned the next king.
And, by agreement, all lands are to be returned to their previous owners.
But Stephen will continue to rule as long as he lives.
The earldom will be ours again.
It will not.
Why the bloody hell not?
Bloody hell.
Language?
No
No
dokładnie.
one will enforce this until Stephen is dead.
What is to be done then?
Well, if they're hungry, can't we just give them something to eat? I'll share.
We should, and we will, but there are too many to feed them all.
We must do something.
Well, I cannot sit quietly and wait until Stephen dies of old age. The Treaty of Wallingford is in place. I won't wait for another 17 years. Not when I'm so close to fulfilling the promise I made to my father.
You're right, but it wasn't William Hamley who came here last night. It's the outlaws we need to worry about.
Well, what do we do about it?
They too are victims. We must show compassion. If we defend Kingsbridge, we must cause as little harm as possible, or better, help as many as possible.
Things will only get worse if we don't find a way to deal with Hamley.
What about his mother? I've heard that Hamley still listens to her, that she still has a say in Earl's Castle.
Yes, let's tell his mother.
If we spoke to Regan Hamley, we might not need a physical confrontation at all.
That'll never work. We have to assault them and take back our father's castle. Even if that means fighting alongside the outlaws.
I don't like either choice, to be honest.
Neither do I. So, what do you think, Aliena?
Pomówię z bańcami.
I will talk to the outlaws. Maybe we can... One? Then we will.
Right with you.
Allied road to Shiring were fading with every mile. The only people we saw were sitting by the side of the road, broken and starving. Shiring was riddled with death and despair.
O jacie.
I'd heard that Wigley had just been raided by outlaws, leaving them almost entirely without cattle. Maybe someone there knew where the raiders had come from. But Cowford, on the other hand, had a recent falling out with William Hamley. There was a chance that they would be quick to join our resistance.
Na razie tu, to jest bliżej.
We entered the village. There was a weary young man trying to repair a roof. He pointed toward a ruined mill. Hamley's Mill, he called it, which used to have the right to grind all grain from the nearby villages. That was until a few days ago. Hamley had come to collect his share and, due to the famine, was met with empty coffers. Enraged, he'd killed the miller and had taken every last bag of flour belonging to the starving people of Cowford. Many had fled into the forest, desperate for their lives.
O. Tu pójdziemy.
The fields of Huntley spurred fond memories. Here I'd negotiated my first deal to transport and sell the farmer's wool. Now the meadows had turned to straw and the sheep were dead.
O jacie.
Soon we reached Uncle Simon's abandoned hut. Our horses needed rest, so we wanted to leave them there while we looked around on foot. Then I remembered how Richard had been kicked by the man William had paid to catch us, and the horrible sounds he'd made lying there. Inside the hut, I was startled by a hunched figure hiding in a corner, nibbling on a lump of bread. Upon seeing us, the creature's eyes widened, like those of a frightened animal.
Oh.
I asked him where he got bread in times like these. Was it stolen? No, I got it from the butcher. The people at Sally's quarry told me to ask the butcher, he blurted out, startled by his own voice. Mistaking our interest for greed, he wolfed down the rest of the bread. Before we could ask more, the frightened man jumped up and fled into the forest. The butcher. Was he the one we were looking for? A leader whom the downtrodden trusted and feared? Maybe we could find him at the quarry the man had mentioned.
Teraz go.
As we reached Wiggly, we met a farmer tending to a scrawny chicken. She told us that Hamley had claimed ownership of all their cattle. Shortly after that, the cattle vanished. Raiders had taken it, throwing William Hamley into a fit of rage.
Oh yeah.
Some say they recognized the thieves, neighbors who had once lived among them. They were long believed to be among the dead. Were we really building our hopes on a pack of ghosts?
Oj. Dobra. Ciekawie się zapowiada. Idziemy do Shiny. Najpierw może ten kamieniołom. Tutaj.
The abandoned quarry was teeming with activity. Many poor souls were gathering around a fireplace, boiling a stew from meat and turnips. It was plain to see that these people weren't held together by blood or profession, but by hunger and desperation. And by their numbers, I thought, that could make them quite dangerous. Were these outlaws?
Niekoniecznie. Ostrożność. Muszę zachować ostrożność.
We walked slowly towards them. I sensed that Richard was ready to draw his sword. The first one to notice us was a little girl. Swiftly pointing a finger at us, "Who are they?" she asked the others. All eyes darted towards us. Their reactions were as varied as their faces. Some looked afraid, curious, and confused. Others were full of hatred and contempt. "We're not here to hurt you," I explained. "We just want to talk." "Where can I find the butcher?" I asked. Their faces expressed anger and fear. I explained that we were looking for food. They told us that the butcher was still in Monksfield, but that meat would come every couple of days. I said that wouldn't be a problem, not knowing what they meant. It looked like our path would lead us back to Monksfield.
Shiring.
On the road to Shiring, a shrouded figure jumped into our path. It was an outlaw. Fumbling a blunt sword once fit for a knight, he demanded our horses and coin. Richard calmly pulled out his own sword, shutting the man up immediately.
Czy macie przywódcę?
I asked whether they, the outlaws, had a kind of leader I could speak to. His face said it all. A confused, furrowed brow and a wrinkled nose. We have no leader, we're on our own, he spat out, then ran away as fast as he could. Shiring had been declining for years. Only the cathedral had been growing day by day, looming over the lands. That cathedral seemed to be sucking the land dry. Its presence was malevolent, like a bad omen. To fund the construction, Hamley had expelled countless tenants who were behind on their payments, taking their possessions. This made the impact of the famine even worse than it already was.
Atmosfalt. Ładowanie, więc tutaj. Oj.
Thank you for giving me and my friend shelter the other day.
Weather's fine now, so what do you want this time?
Zapytają mięso.
Someone told us they got meat in Monksfield.
Oh dear, I hope you didn't come empty-handed. Only if you bring me an animal, then I can prepare it for you. A horse, maybe?
So this is horse meat? Where would you find a horse in times like these?
Do people call you the butcher then?
There is much truth in your words, but...
O, błąd!
Why'd you ask? What do you want?
Do you have a lot of outlaws passing by?
You don't here, but we all have been failed by the law and our leaders. Don't you agree?
I asked because we feel the same way. And we're looking for a way to make things right again.
Is that so?
We're looking to build an army, to invade Earl's Castle and kill Earl William Hamley.
Oh my. If it was that easy, someone would have done that a long time ago. The poor souls I meet, they're just simple people. They're not an army.
Poprowadź ich.
We would lead them.
I'm a knight. I know how to turn ordinary men into fighters.
In their condition, most of them can barely kill a chicken, let alone a man. These people are mothers, fathers, hard workers, yes, but they are not soldiers.
We'd reward them if they helped us.
You must know we are the rightful heirs to Earl Bartholomew of Shiring, and would show ourselves very generous.
So, you're just another pair of nobles who want to use us as pawns in their battle, to die for you.
It is the best chance we have. This is a battle for the sake of the people of Shiring, for all of us.
It's rubbish. It's what it is.
We are offering you a chance to rid the land of Hamley, to fight for your freedom.
The last time I saw you, you showed kindness toward that young woman who was with you. I am willing to listen to a good soul, but I won't help you blindly.
That woman that was here, that you helped, that was Hamley's wife. His wife, my God. How stupid do you think we are?
Right, it's a trap.
Well, how can these people put their life at risk if they do not trust you? You are not like us.
Yeah.
I know.
Zaznałam bóstwa.
Oh, I know what it's like to live in poverty.
And just like you, we had William Hamley to thank for it.
But I also know that if one fights the right battles, that things can change for the better.
But they're starving, my child. They are weakened by poverty, hunger, and illness. Who are you to think you can face William Hamley?
Yeah.
You! Who do you think you are?
Sprawiedliwy.
We are the children of Bartholomew, Earl of Shiring.
Our father once ruled with a firm but benevolent hand. You must remember how good you had it.
Well, better than now, but that's easy.
He did have guts, though, trying to take on Stephen.
So, you are his daughter and son, you say?
Yes, all we know we learned from him.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah.
Yeah!
Mm-hmm.
Even if we work together, Hamley is too powerful.
You ask us to sacrifice our lives for your noble cause, these people will die.
We already have Kingsbridge on our side, including the bright mind of Prior Philip.
Oh, Philip of Kingsbridge. I have heard of him. A wise man, yes.
He took in the survivors of Hamley's raid of Earl's Castle.
Yes, and I was one of them.
He wouldn't let anybody go into certain death. Their plan must be a good plan. Yeah.
Yeah.
She does.
I said it before. We all have lost everything except for our lives. We don't fight other people's battles.
But maybe this is our battle too.
My people will decide for themselves. But I will tell them I believe that it is indeed a battle worth fighting.
I thank you.
I pray that it will be worth it.
We will all pray, and then we fight.
Zebraliśmy armię.